Namaste. Whew. What stuff have we been going through lately? Wow, There's a lot of stuff going on. Well, welcome to the 20-minute corn breath, and maybe you can release some of your Aries energy. If we're in the planetarial energy right now, if you're joining me on the mat at any time in the next July or August months, this is a time of really using your creativity, your energy, your life force for the greater good. So this 20-minute practice will dive into the hips and the arms. Of course, those are the two major intersections of the body that need our attention. One thing I want to share with you, remember, you're not a rubber band. You do not stretch. Just saying, you contract and you expand. Eccentrically is the expansion. So say if my muscles are a rope, they are like this. Say that's the length of my bicep, that's the length of my bicep. If I go beyond that, I tear it. When I concentrically contract it to its shortest possibility, it folds up. Concentrically, eccentrically. There is no stretching. Maybe it's a stretch for you to go beyond, in a sense, your range of motion that you're used to, because you're gradually getting more movement, more mobility, more flexibility, not based on being a rubber band. You cannot lengthen your bicep muscle any more than you were born with. Does that make sense? So this practice is about education, it's about recovery. It's about loving yourself and honoring yourself and no pushing and shoving. For those who are new to the program, hi, I am Teresa, as you know that. Let's get started. First thing I'd like to do is come into tabletop and go right into the breath work, okay? So for me, I love to have my blanket for my knees, and you can use the bird's eye view for this. So coming right into the breath in movement. This is a 20-minute practice, and we could pack a lot, but not pushing it and not meaning rushing it. So I like to have my blocks at the front of my mat, as wide as my mat, and then extend my knees further back from my hips so that I can walk my hands a little bit more forward and as wide as my mat, and then I can play in my cat-cow. But what we're going to do is get right into the breath work. As I exhale, I'm going to tuck my forehead towards my pubis, hollow the belly, and round my spine up to the sky, known as like a fetal posture. And as I in-breath, I'm going to let my sitting bones rise up in the back of my skull as my belly dips down, okay? This is also known as a lower dodic curve. Exhale, primary curve, thoracic. Yes, feel that? Inhale, belly bellows, shoulder blades move back, head lifts. Exhale, go at your own pace, really paying attention to your breath. Make sure your feet are dorsiflexed, toes curled under, for the purpose of exercising our toe length as well. So as you move through your cat-cow, I like to dance. I don't stay static. I'm moving around. I'm inhaling, exhaling, swirling around, paying attention to those little pockets in my anatomy that really need more attention. So I give it to you. What are you doing to move your spine, to move the breath through your spine? So the spine goes right from the nape of your neck, or your head, all the way down between the legs to the coccyx. And there is the coccyx, there is the sacrum, there is the lumbar spine, there is the thoracic spine, there is the cervical spine, which is your neck. So these are really important pieces of your anatomy. They hold all of the nervous system. The wires go down through the spine. So the more we can move our spine, dancing it, the more fluidity we will have, flexibility, strength, mobility. But it's up to you to really navigate the breath. Without the breath, you're just stifling yourself. I'm just gonna do a little fixation here there. So notice when you're moving your cat-cow, this is your breath practice. Make sounds as my dog's barking in the background. Did I say that this is very authentic and never edited? Good, and now let's start to still our cat-cow into that tabletop. So make sure your elbow creases are facing your index finger and thumb. And then from there, press the floor away, knit the belly button in, keep those toes digging into the mat, and hover your knees for 10. For 9. You could sway around in your shoulders if you want. For 8. Yeah, 7's a long hold. If you need to take your knees down, please do. 6, 5, 4. Keep that belly knitting in. Keep your knees hovering. Feel those toes. And then slowly lower your knees. Plant or flex your feet. Come off your wrists. Give your wrists a little rotation. Really important to pay attention to your knees and stop when you need to. Come back into your tabletop. Now, one of the cues for tabletop, if you don't like your wrists in full extension, or extension meaning 90 degrees, take them further ahead. So there's less of a degree of 90 degrees. It's more like 120, okay? Like less of an abrupt degree. So from here, what we're going to do is now start to navigate the right leg straight back through the balls of the foot, and then lift that right leg up through the inner thigh. Bend that right knee and start to open up that right knee out to the right, but knit the belly button in and keep your arms strong so the arms don't bend. And as you bend your right knee out to the side, keeping your arms strong, start to play with that right hip. Bending, wielding, noticing what that feels like. Ah, yeah. And then let's bend that right knee as much as you can up towards your shoulder, then extend it out fully. Oh, my bolster's in the way. And then let that inner edge of the right foot land. Press into the floor with the inner edge of your right foot. Keep your left toes curled in, and then start to hover the left knee off the mat as you knit the belly button in. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, lower the left knee and reach up through this beautiful right arm. So you're pressing into the inner edge of the right foot and the left hand and the left knee. And then let's take it a little further. We're going to hover the left knee off the mat. Just hover it so it stays bent. For 5, for 4. You can move your right arm around. For 3, knit the belly button in. For 2, and then slowly lower the left knee, right hand. Extend the right leg straight back. Lift up through the inner thigh. Cross the right leg all the way over to the left. Curl those right toes under. Curl the left toes under. Knit the belly button in. And then find your security here. Now push the floor away with both hands and start to open up through the left arm. Right here, I like to play with my wrists because it's been pressing into the floor, and then open up the chest. Take that left hand, place the middle finger along the butt valley, lengthen the tailbone down, lift the belly button in, and open up the heart. Broaden the collarbone by moving your shoulders back. Yeah, for 5, for 4, you can move your jaw around. For 3, in your neck, cervical spine. 2, 1. Release the left hand, release the right knee to join left knee, plant or flex your feet, come off both sets of wrists. And my hair's getting all frizzy because it's really sweaty in here. Shake out your wrists, breathe, breathe, breathe. Notice what you notice. Come back into your tabletop. What do your hands need to be in position of from your knees? Further away or closer? That's up to you. Big breath in, letting go breath out as you move through cat-cow. Just a couple of them. So the most important piece in the yoga practices, and especially for all human beings in recovery, which we all are, is the breath. It's the biggest and most free medicine in the planet Earth is prana, breath, oxygen, vital force. Hover the knees up off the mat about an inch or 2 for 5. For 4, press the floor away with your hands. Make sure your elbow creases are facing your index fingers and thumbs. Lower the knees to the floor. Shazam, there we go. And then start to extend the left leg straight back. And as you do that, lift the left leg up through the inner thigh, tone the belly button in, bend the left knee, and start to reach out through that left knee, bending and extending it. Keep both arms solid. Both elbow creases are facing your index fingers and thumbs. Move that left leg away, in and about, bending and extending as you wish. Notice your range of motion. Both elbows stay straight. Then land the inner edge of that left foot. Dorsiflex your left foot so you're securing it. Press into your hands the inner edge of your dorsiflex left foot. Right toes hover the right knee off the mat. For 5, for 4. So you're toning the belly button in. For 3, 2, lower that right knee down, and then start to open up through the left shoulder. So the recovery is about really paying attention to your breath, giving yourself permission to feel your body. It's not about the shape, it's are you breathing? Are you in it? You can hear people sawing wood in the background. That's okay. These interruptions are always there. Stay with your breath, stay with your mind, stay with your movement. Now from here, let's press into inner edge of left foot, right hand, and hover the right knee. For 5, 4, 3, 2, lower the right knee. Release the left hand, extend the left leg straight back, lift up through the inner thigh, lengthen your neck, tone the belly, cross the left leg all the way over to the right, square your hips, so you're lifting your left hip, tone the belly button in, feel the roots of your toes, and then start to partake in a twist. As you open up through that right shoulder, lengthen the tailbone down. I like to take my hand to my butt valley, tuck the tail down, knit the belly button in, and open my heart up. So as I press the floor away with my left hand, I'm twisting in my thoracic spine. Got it? For 4, 3, and don't worry about counting. Oh my gosh, just move your body and breathe. And when you're ready to release the right hand, release that left leg, lower the knee off your wrists. Give yourself a little wrist movement there. Beautiful. Now I would like to invite us all to swing the legs to the side and come to sit on your derriere, your bum bum. Take the blanket to the very back end of your yoga mat. Come all the way to the front edge of your yoga mat. It's a very cloudy day, so you're gonna get lots of shadows on me today. Sitting up nice and tall. Hold the front of your knees and really get to the edge of your mat in a sense, because you're gonna lay back. You wanna make sure your head's on the mat. Hold the front of your knees and start to scoop the tailbone, the root chakra, towards your heels so that you can round your spine in that cat back. So you're rounding in a primary curve. Hold the front of your knees and then slowly drag your toes as you roll yourself down one vertebra at a time until your head comes down, and maybe you use the blanket for the occipital bone. Land your hands, reach your legs up towards the sky, shake out your legs, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then from this one today, I'd like to reach the arms overhead, squeeze your legs together. They can be bent knees. A lot of you do have tight hamstrings, but keep your legs active. So there's dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. What we want to do is a combination of both. So draw your toes towards your nose and press through the balls of your feet like you're wearing stilettos. Whether your knees are bent solid, like strong, because their hamstrings are tight, or they're straight, is up to you. Bring them over the hips. So if you're bending your knees, that means your heels are over your hips. Take your arms up towards the sky. And you can either, you know what? I'm going to hold a purple block for those that need to hold a block, not a wooden one in case you drop it, or an invisible beach ball. What we're going to do is inhale, tuck the chin in, come all the way up, and then reach your arms all the way over towards the left side, and then let's bend the knees all the way towards the right shoulder. And we're going to squeeze up as tight as we can for 5, tuck your chin in for 4, for 3, 2, and then slowly come all the way back, arms up overhead, and then once again, arms up over towards the left, tuck your chin in, reach all the way over towards the right, and bend your knees all the way over towards the left. And we're going to squeeze up as tight as we can towards that right side hip for 5, chin tucked in for 4, for 3, 2, and then back to center. And let's just take a little breather, relax for a second, and we're going to do it all over again. Arms long, got it? Let's move it. Arms up over towards the left, chin tucked in, come on up, squeeze, so you're reaching as much as you can to the left, and bend your knees as far over towards the right shoulder, so you're squeezing up. You'll feel your internal external obliques for 5, chin tucked in for 4, 3, 2, and then come back to center. Give yourself a little stretch there, and then to the other side. So as I lift my shoulders, meaning the left shoulder, because the right shoulder is intact, you're twisting and you're drawing your knees as far up towards the left shoulder, so you're really getting a little twist going on for 5, 4, 3, 2, and back to center, and release everything. Got it? Good. Shake it out, wiggle, 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 and then draw your knees back into your chest. Take your arms out like airplane wings, not above the shoulders, but pretty much in line, and turn. You can turn your palms down or up. It's not the case if you have issues with your shoulders. That's a different story. But keep your arms out nice like airplane wings with your knees towards your chest. Lift your tailbone up off the floor. Got it? So you're using the tone of your belly. And you're going to exhale the knees towards the left side as much as you can, keeping your right shoulder down. Inhale, center. Reassess your lower back. Exhale, knees to the right side. They're not dropping because you're keeping your core, and the left shoulder stays down. If the left shoulder comes up, you've gone too far. Inhale, center, and then hug your knees to your chest. Now for me, I really don't like my hip bones touching. the floor, just like at night, I don't like my knees touching. So some of you may have an urgency to stop and take your blanket for your hips, and I totally suggest make sure if you're using a blanket that you are using it smooth. I see people with their blankets all bunched up. It drives me, you know what, it drives me nuts. And plus it's not good for you to do that, okay? You don't need any crinkles in anything. So let's do that again. Arms secure, shoulders down, head down. Exhale, knees to a side. Doesn't matter which side you go to. Keep the opposing shoulder down. Inhale to center. Reassess. Exhale to the other side. Use your breath as your guide. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. 3 more on each side. Count at your own pace. Go slow. You're not rushing it. It's like, you could breathe in and out through your sinuses, or in through your sinuses and out through your mouth. It's up to you. Keep your chin tucked in towards the notch of your throat. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your head down. Keep your spine long. So you're really reassessing your hips when you come to the center. If you completed 3 on each side, I suggest you do 1 more a lot slower. The more you are present, conscious in your movement, the more benefits and successful you will be in reaching your goals. If you're unconscious moving through your practice, then you're pretty much hurting yourself. That's just the truth. So land your feet down on the mat now. Heel toe your feet as wide as your yoga mat. Inhale your arms up towards the crown of your head, full flexion. Feet are as wide as your yoga mat. Reassess your lower back. Then take your arms up towards the sky. Then tuck your chin in towards the notch of your throat, and then reach your arms between your legs. And when you reach your arms between your legs, keep your chin tucked in, tone that belly button. Now lift your feet up off the floor and draw your knees towards your armpits and dorsiflex your feet, and then go as tight as you can, squeezing everything in towards your belly. You can open up your feet wider for 5, squeeze all into the belly for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shoulders and feet come back down and arms relax. So what we're doing is finding another expression of contraction. Okay, let's do that again. Arms up. Exhale, chin tucked in, head rolls up. Inhale, lift knees, flex feet, dorsiflex, open up, and keep on working the exhalations and the inhalations as you tone the belly for 5, chin tucked in for 4, squeeze tighter in the belly, 3, 2, and then release arms and feet and surrender. Ah, there she is. Love it. Let's do that one more time. Follow what works for you. So in other words, what you're doing is you're tucking your head in, you're really coming into this flexion. This reminds me of birthing my child, actually. Not a good memory, but it's all good. And feel the squeeze for another 3, 2, and then surrender. A lot of us get caught up in the neck, so that's the next thing. Cross your ankles, hold your knees, hug your knees towards your outer armpits or knee creases, or hold your outer feet, whatever you need to do, and vertically roll yourself up. Roll your shoulders back. And this is where we're going to play with the arms. I'm going to remove my blanket once again. So nearing the end of our 20-minute workout. Remember the 20-minute workout in the 80s? Am I aging myself? I know I am. So right here, sitting up nice tall, all about the breath. Take your hands back so your fingers are pointed towards your bum. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, press the floor away, anchor your feet at least hip distance apart, and then lift your chest. And on your next exhalation, bend your elbows back, lift your chest, and hover your bum up for 5, just a hover. For 4, keep your shoulders broad. Elbows are slightly bent. Heel of your hands are pressing down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bum down. Hold the front of your knees. Lift up through your chest. Lean back onto your coccyx. Hands underneath your knee creases. Pop that chest forward. And then see if you can elevate your shins. Flex your feet. And then reach your arms out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the feet. Fingers pointed towards your bum. Broaden the chest by squeezing your shoulder blades together. Bend your elbows. A lot of hypermobile people have a difficult time doing this. Bend your elbows so that all the strength is in broadening your chest. Root your feet, hover your bum, just hover it so your chest stays up. This is about your chest. Chin tucked in towards the notch of your throat for 5, for 4, 3, 2, bum down, knee creases, chest up, spine long. Find those dorsiflex feet, shins parallel to the floor, reach your arms out, keep your chest long, your spine long for 5, 4, 3, 2, release the feet, fingers towards your bum bum. Subtle action, but some of you, it's quite intense for the beginner, I understand. For those who are really advanced, slow down. Okay? When you hover your bum, it's not about going like this. I see so many people do this. Not my circus, not my monkeys. What it is, it's this chest. Look at it stays up. My elbows stay bent. That's where the work is. You're strengthening your back muscles. You're contracting them. You're not rounding. You're contracting your back muscles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bum to the floor. Walk your feet more forward. Sit up nice and tall. Yeah, just like that. Swing your legs to the side. Come to sit cross-legged. Open up your arms as broad as you can. Palms face up like you're holding 2 soup bowls. Take your thumbs way back. Knit the belly button in. Keep your neck nice and long. And then turn your chin towards... Think chin, not just your eyeballs. A lot of people move their eyeballs. Look at your nose and turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder. 2 more of those. Inhale, center, like you're turning a dial. Exhale, right shoulder. So you're literally following your nose. Inhale, nose towards the shoulder. Inhale, and then palms down. Extend your wrists. Extension, like you're holding the walls. Roll your shoulders down your spine and sit up as tall as you can for 5. Really strong arms for 4, 3, 2, Shazam. Release your arms to the floor. Walk your right arm out, expand the left arm, move your jaw around. This is the final position of our 20-minute fluidity of breath, core strength. Each time you come to the mat, there'll be something new. Switch to the other side. New discovery, maybe the same posture over and over, but you'll discover something new as you stop the insanity of pushing and shoving and listen to yourself. Switch out your shins. Take your thumbs into the palm of your hands, wrap your fingers around and say yes. Power to you. May we all have the power that's inside of us blossom outside of us, because we're it. The universe is making a point, and all it's asking all of us to do during this curious time is to say yes to love. Slowly sweep those hands into your heart center. From my light to your light, may you continue to practice love and kindness, building your strength so that your mobility and your flexibility can expand. But it begins with you strengthening and encouraging yourself from your foundation. So slow down. Namaste. Maybe you'd like to join me in the restore and meditation practice, because that's really essential. Really following your breath is so important. From my light to yours. Email me any inquiries, questions, comments, info@teresaguinio.com. Hallelujah. See you in the next episodes, everyone.